Hi everybody, Johnny Stewart here from John's Guitar Lounge. I am here today at the NAMM Show, the 2024 NAMM Show, with Kylie Olsson, who has an incredible YouTube channel where she gets to talk to some of the best guitar players in the world and some of the most amazing guitar collectors in the world, truly. So you got to check out her channel, and there will be links for all that stuff, but hopefully you stay here for just a couple minutes at least and hear directly from Kylie and see some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today. So Kylie, thank you so much for being here. This is amazing.
Well, thank you for having me. How cool is NAMM? It's great, isn't it?
NAMM is the best. NAMM is the best.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've come to the NAMM Show then?
It is the first time. I've always wanted to come. Like even before I played guitar, I wanted to come. And finally I got the opportunity to come. And it's very overwhelming, but it's quite incredible at the same time.
Overwhelming and incredible are two perfect adjectives, I think, to describe the NAMM Show. It's just a bunch of music coming at you from every direction all the time, and all the best instruments in the world.
Yeah.
And cool
it's
people.
funny because I was over at Victory Amps, and I said to one of the guys that worked there, he's like, oh yeah, this is second or third day or whatever, and I was like, do you go to sleep at night and just hear that noise? It's like it just never leaves you for the whole weekend.
That is a good question. I would say that's how it is for me.
Yeah.
And something funny that I never have seen at a NAMM Show in the past, and that I saw a couple nights ago for the first time here, at the band that was playing in the Hilton lobby, there were like a bunch of people crowd surfing, and I never thought I would see that at a NAMM Show. Everything you can possibly imagine is here in the music world.
Oh, you gotta love a good crowd surf.
Yeah, I've never done it before. I think they would probably drop me on purpose. You don't only play guitar yourself, which I do want to talk to you about. In that entire process.
Play the guitar, yeah.
You are way better than I think you lead people to believe in your videos. I play very, very well.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you.
You also get to talk to some of the world's best and best known musicians. They have these incredible guitar collections, and you show these amazing guitars and these amazing people in all your videos, and it's like, what are we going to see next? It really leaves me wanting to see more, and I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, it's been an incredible experience. So during lockdown I decided to learn how to play the guitar. And I thought, how do I get guitar lessons? Like really good guitar teachers. And I was like, I know, I can interview guitarists and then get them to give me a bit of a lesson at the end of it. So that's what I did. And off the back of that, we managed to turn it into a TV series. And it's airing on Access TV at the moment.
Awesome.
And it's been an insane journey, but the thing that I've loved the most about it all, and really was quite incredible, was that all these guitarists, and bearing in mind, I've had Steve Vai, Joe Bonamassa, Nuno Betancourt, Mick Mars, there's been some insane players. They are all so lovely and so encouraging, because I am a beginner, but they've kind of taken me into this club, and that's kind of what I got about guitar players, is that everyone's so encouraging. I love it.
That's so good to hear, because a lot of people think, and every now and then it can be true, that maybe there's like one person who acts kind of like, well, I'm better than everybody else. But overall, when people have a genuine interest and really genuinely want to play, I've found that a lot of my heroes who I've been so blessed to meet, including this weekend, at the show here, they're all so encouraging and they're so supportive, and it's just such a cool thing.
Yeah, we're in a club. It's like a little club.
Exactly, the guitar club.
Yeah.
What was your favorite guitar that you've seen so far? Like, if you could have any guitar, or like Desert Island guitar, you could only play or see or hold one guitar for the rest of your life.
I really did love Mick Mars's Strat.
Yeah?
Yeah, and it's the one with the pimp on the back.
Yes.
It's got that sticker with the pimp on the back. That is gorgeous. And I think, if I can remember correctly, I think that's the one that he kind of built himself almost. Like he took a few parts and messed around with it. That's a lovely instrument. I love guitars that are quite worn, have a bit of a history with them. Joe Bonamassa, we all know what an extensive collection he has. So, there was lots in there. It's a hard one. It's a hard one, yeah.
I can believe it's a hard one.
Yeah.
It's interesting what you say about like worn guitars. You've got purists who want something that looks as pristine as possible, and that's perfectly fine. And I've got a bunch of my collection that I feel bad plugging them in because it's going to possibly 25.
yeah.
Oh, or tarnish the inside of the receptacle for the jack, so that way it's not pristine anymore. And then I've got my other guitars, I just play, and that have been played when I've gotten them. You can really tell a great guitar when it's been like just played so much that like all the finish is worn off. That's got to be a great playing guitar, because if it was not a great playing guitar, it wouldn't have been played so much to have lost so much of the finish.
That's great, exactly. No, it's very true. It's very true. I don't know. I mean, I love history. I love music history, and I think there's something about a guitar that's been played. It's almost like someone's passing on the baton to you. Now it's your turn to do something magic with that incredible instrument.
That's a great way of putting it. I love that. No, I love that.
And have you noticed that lots of guitarists seem to share guitars, and they do that as well? They hand the baton over. Like Charlie Starr, when I interviewed him for this series, Zach Brown gave him a lovely Martin, and like he'd been given quite a few. Billy Gibbons had given him a guitar as well, and so it's just I love that they just sort of spread the love
among professional guitar players, professional musicians who all share that love and appreciation for the instruments. There are instruments that I've had before that for whatever reason, they're great guitars, but they're just not something that really fit me for whatever reason, and so I passed those along. And I've been lucky enough to have that done with me a couple of times. Not by Billy Gibbons or anybody, but it's just nice to be connected with an instrument that you have an emotional connection to as well.
Exactly.
So if you don't mind me asking, you did take up the guitar fairly recently, within the last few years.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a beginner for sure, yeah.
What have been some of the most important lessons you've learned in having this passion for the guitar and now bringing it to fruition and making it such a huge part of your life and your everyday life and what you do?
I mean, I think consistency is key. Like anything, you just have to keep, even if it's 5 minutes a day, just make sure you pick it up. I think always if you've got more than one guitar, try and have it open, like don't put it in its case under the bed, because then you're never going to pick it up. So have them out, so you can just like grab them and have a little noodle, and you'll go, I'll just do that 5 minutes, and then before you know it, that's turned into 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. So I think that's quite key. And I think it was Steve Vai that said to me that try and learn one song so you know it really well, because the great thing about music is that I think when you kind of get in the zone, it can be quite meditative. You can it's almost like meditation. So if you know that song really well, you could just play it over and over again in your head, keep playing it, and then eventually you get to that point where you're no longer aware and you're just kind of in the moment. I think that was quite good advice as well.
That sounds wonderful, and I know exactly what you're talking about as far as just being in the moment and just blocking everything else out and just concentrating only on that one thing, and that is to create music. When I'm feeling great and I'm like pumped up about something, I pick up my guitar and I play, and I feel even better afterwards. When I feel horrible and I'm just having a terrible day or whatever's going on, I pick up the guitar and I play for a while, and then I feel better afterwards.
Exactly, it's your therapy.
It is my therapy, exactly right. And it's funny, guitar therapy is something I've been hearing a lot this entire weekend, actually. Allie Handel. She said that she's probably going to call her next album Guitar Therapy, because that's what it is for her too. So it's so cool to hear you say that.
You can be any scale of a player to have that kind of therapy. Like, I'm not good. I am a beginner, like we said, and it's like, but I still get that from playing the guitar. I still get that. I still get the benefits of it, even though I'm a beginner.
Music, I think, transcends just about every boundary and brings people together. And also, when we need solitude, it can help us when we're staying in our own little box sometimes too.
Certainly.
So I've got to ask you saw all of Peter Green's guitars at Bonham's.
Yes,
before the auction. You got to play some and hold some. What was it like being surrounded by over 100 guitars that were Peter's that he played and helped us? And you could tell that he played them too.
Yeah, I mean it was magical. And one thing that I kind of liked was that for the way they looked.
Yeah, yeah.
So rather than necessarily the way they played, but I think that might be because whatever he would have had in his hands, it would have sounded good.
I think you are right about that, and it's
so
funny.
It's kind of like, well, fine, he can afford the luxury of just going, that's a pretty guitar.
You know, and the cool thing about that is, you know, like you just said, you know, so many people and so many players and so many companies approach it, like I would say most, approach it from the other side, like really technical guitar players, especially at that level. They want it to look good too, but they're so concerned with whether something is 1/32 of an inch different from whatever else. I can go down that road. I try not to because I almost feel like I'm like stressing myself out a little bit. But he also liked playing with higher action because he liked to really be able to dig in.
Yes.
He didn't love to play for speed. He could play fast, and I've heard some recordings of him with like early Fleetwood Mac stuff where he was like blazing, but he liked to feel every single note and make everybody else who was listening feel every note. When you've got the strings further away from the fretboard, it's hard to play like really fast, but you can just grab onto the neck and you get the strings and you just dig right into a certain note. You know, and B.B. King is the same way. High action, really heavy strings, not playing fast, but but there's so much emotion in that just huge tone and that huge sound with just one note.
Yeah, and I guess that's why, you know, his favourite instrument was the Les Paul as well, because that's a guitar where you have to dig in, you have to kind of tame the wild beast a little bit. It's not like, that's why I love a Strat, because a Strat is just so lovely and easy to play.
Well, that's understandable. Peter Green's iconic 1959 Les Paul. He passed it on to Gary Moore, and now it's with Kirk Hammett from Metallica. It's probably the most famous guitar on the planet. Certainly in the top 5.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it?
And in the middle position, with both pickups engaged, it got this out-of-phase sound. So basically where the sound waves are like fighting against each other, which gets that Stratocaster single coil sound, which was the first time anybody ever heard that out of a Les Paul. And that's one of the reasons why that guitar, I think, is so iconic.
Yeah, 100%, for sure.
And so the vocal quality, so I figure like I'm just like yammering on now, but I want to hear from you, and I know that they want to hear from you, right? You all want to hear from Kylie more, not me, right? So yeah, what is it about the guitar that drew you to it in the first place?
I think there's something about musicians and guitars that other musicians and their instruments don't have. And it's like this, there's more of a connection. It's like it becomes an extension of really, once you're a really good player, it becomes an extension of your personality. It's like another limb or something like that. And so when I would listen to these incredible players, for me it was the guitar that always kind of stood out. I would always hear it. I don't know, I just love it. And like if you listen to someone like Jeff Beck who could make it like sing, you know, he was an instrumentalist essentially, and he had a voice. It really did have a voice, and I love that.
It's so cool that you are able to talk to all the people. You're getting the best lessons anybody could possibly get from all these people.
Yeah.
What is that like? Like, what does that feel like to go into like Mick Mars' house and stuff like that, and like see this incredible stuff?
I mean, it's absolutely terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, here I am, a complete beginner, and then I'm getting lessons like with Steve Vai, and he's showing me how to play For the Love of God, and then he brings his band in, and I'm like, I've never played with a band, and it's like, I've literally been publicly embarrassing myself for the last 2 years. And it has been terrifying, but then at the end of it, it's extremely rewarding, and I think that, if anything, I just hope that I'm not trying to be a guitarist. I'm never going to be a professional guitarist, and I'm okay with that. I just enjoy like strumming and learning and stuff like that. But I hope that if anything, kind of, at least I can inspire beginners or people that maybe are thinking about playing a guitar or an instrument. I hope that I can inspire them to just go and do it.
You know, and I think that's wonderful because I mean, you've had an incredible career in your own right before you ever picked up a guitar, and now you're expanding it in such a cool way with the guitar. It's just amazing.
It's funny,
to see it. So
yeah. It's been interesting, but it's been embarrassing, I'm not going to lie.
You have nothing to be embarrassed about, believe me. Anybody who can go into those places and talk to those people and pick it up, and you're playing stuff that sounds really good, I'll tell you.
Oh, thank you.
You're playing, trust me, there are days that you're sounding better than I'm sounding when I'm playing, believe me.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm not
okay.
that good. Just you obviously don't watch my videos. You would be telling me, yeah, I'm way better than you, John.
No, definitely not. No.
No, but seriously, well, you are super busy, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. I appreciate you being on the show here. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely, everybody, check out all of Kylie's videos. Check out everything that she's doing, because trust me, it's a lot more exciting than what I do. But also, please subscribe to John's Guitar Lounge too, and check out all my NAMM Show videos here too. Real quick before you go, what else are you doing here at the NAMM Show?
So literally, I've just come to check out the new gear.
Yeah.
Just basically hang out with some friends, check it out. I've never been before, so it was just like a box that I needed to tick. So
that's awesome. So, spoken like a true guitarist, you just want to see a bunch of gear and hang out with friends.
Exactly.
Perfect, you fit right in. Well, thanks so much, Kylie, again. It's really
Lovely
wonderful to talk to you.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too. Take care, everybody. See more on my channel from the NAMM Show. That was a great sign-off, wasn't it?